Hello students, welcome back to Excel Maths. Today we are going to be discussing about factorizing. Factorizing is not a new topic. Overall, this whole chapter is not a new topic. I know very well. Over here, as you know, factorizing is just opposite to the expanding brackets. Today we are going to be discussing and maybe trying to solve some challenging questions like what we have over here. If you feel like you have the confidence to solve this question, that means you are up to the mark, like your GCSE understanding is great. But if you feel like this is something you want to discuss with me, so I would suggest you to let's go through the content quickly so that we can get a hold of how to solve these type of questions. I just have broken down the lesson under two categories: factorizing two terms over there. Okay, just give me a sec. Factorizing two terms, which is binomial, and factorizing three terms. So let's start with factorizing two terms. When we talk about factorizing two terms, first you're going to be getting very easy questions like when it's just an integer value, you can take common out. Say for example, if I say it's 6x plus 12. So you can take 6 is the common there. So we can take 6 out. So it's going to be 6x plus 2. Right? This is a very basic thing. Under binomial itself, or two terms, you're going to be getting, say for example, if I give you some variables there. Say for example, if it's 3x squared y cubed z to the power 4 minus 15 x y to the power 4 z cubed. Say for example this one, right? Taking number out makes sense, right? So out of 3 and 15, we're going to be taking 3 out. Now what about variables? So what you need to do over there, first step is to just start writing the common variables. X is common, so we're going to be writing x. Y is common in both the terms, we're going to be writing y. Z is also common, we will write Z. Now, what next? We will take the HCF of these these terms, or you can take just, consider lowest powers of each variable. So, X has power 2 here and power 1. So, which one is least out of these two? So, this is the lower one, so we're going to be writing 1. Smaller value, smaller power basically. So, you have to take smaller indices. You have y cubed, y to the power 4. So 3 and 4, 3 is smaller. We're going to be writing 3 here. Z4, Z3, we're going to be writing 3 there. So this is how we identify what exactly the common thing is. And now 3 is outside, x, 1 is outside, it's 2. So 1x is there. Y, 3 is outside, it was y cubed only. So we don't have any y left. Z cubed is outside, so Z1 is here. Correct? So overall, you just need to think like, these powers should add up to make the top power. Right? Okay. Now, copying down the minus sign. 3 is outside, would be 5. Now, x to the power 1 is outside. Y cubed is outside, so we need y1. Z cubed is outside and it was Z cubed, so nothing is left. So overall, what we can say, what I did, we're going to be taking what common variables in both the terms are there. We're going to be copying down that first. So we take common variables with least indices. Yeah, this is going to be the common thing. When we talk about two terms, we have one major category, that is the third category. Like over here you use common, and the third most important is difference of squares. There are also like two terms there, no? Difference of squares. All these things you would have done in GCSE, with your teachers, you would definitely have discussed because it has a higher potential there. So if I say it is a squared minus b squared, I mean what a number a and b, this is the square of both the numbers and the difference. So what can we write? We can write it as a plus b and a minus b. This is the very important property that is going to be helping us in surds. Like next lesson is about surds only. So if we are clear with this, surds are going to be very easy. Okay, based on this, whatever questions do we get? We get questions like, say for example, x squared minus 4. Okay, it's 2 there. So we can write x squared minus 4 can be written as 2 squared. So it becomes the same difference of squares. So we can write it as x minus 2 and x plus 2. When we have difference of squares, what we do? We just take both the numbers, both the bases, and first bracket with the difference and the other bracket with the sum. Changing the brackets, changing the order of the bracket doesn't matter. Doesn't change the answer. So for A levels, obviously it's nothing to discuss about these type of things. These are very basic things. So yeah, when we have two terms, I think we're going to be getting these type of questions. Or it could be possible, say for example, the question, if it is written x cubed minus 25x. So what they did over here, they, actually have added two concepts here. First is taking the common out. So out of these two terms, because these two terms, you're going to be taking x common out. So you will be getting x squared minus 25. And then we can simplify that. We can simplify it again. So it's difference of squares, no? 25 can be written as 5 squared. So that would be, we can rewrite it as x squared minus 5 squared, and that could be written as x minus 5 and x plus 5, and this is what the answer is. So how do they frame the question? They are going to be writing like, write this particular expression in 3 linear factors, in the form of 3 linear factors. So these are 3 linear factors. Hope that makes sense. Now just to have a good practice of two terms, like factorizing two terms, I just have taken some questions out. These questions are from your practice book, not the main book, the practice book we have. So let's simply solve the first one. So A part would be just 6, x plus 3. What the B part will be? Let's try writing your answer. So the B part goes, we can take 9x common. It would be 3x minus 0, 1. Yeah, that's correct. Over here we can take x squared common. What are we left with? X minus 4. So this is how these all are two terms. The other segment also has two terms there, but variables included. So 7ab squared plus 21. If I write here 7ab squared plus 21a squared b squared. Okay, what can we do? We can take 7 out. Okay, ab variables. We just have to focus on variables. AB is present in both. Okay, least power of A is 1. Least power of B. B is actually common, so we're going to be taking 2, obviously. Here we have 7ab squared. Everything is common, so 1 is left. Plus there 3a is left. Correct? Now for the B part, 8ab minus 64b cubed. Or are we going to be taking common as? Right. We're going to be taking 8. A is not common, so we can't take, and B. The least power of B is 1, so we will take that. We have A inside because 8 and B are outside, so we are left with A minus 8. 8 times 8 is 64. And B cubed. B is outside, so B squared is left inside. Correct? Okay. The last one over here, we have 3 terms there, but actually it's just the common thing that is working over there. So we can take 5 out of the same. A, we can't take B, yes, sorry, this bracket should not be there. For bracket we have to think of what variables are there. So A is here, second term also contains A, but the third term doesn't have A, so we can't take A. B we can, because B is present in all the 3 terms, with the least power of B, which is 2. So we're going to be writing 2 here. Then you have got A and B, 2 are outside and it is 4. So we need 2 more, plus 5 times 4 is 20. A cubed, complete A is going to be there because we don't have A common. B squared is outside, so C will be here, plus 15, that gives you 3. B to the power 5, this is B to the power 5, so B squared is outside, so it would be B cubed and C squared. This is what your answer is. Okay, now we have discussed this one as well. I mean these two, we can solve them here. So x squared minus 49. 49 is a square number. We can rewrite it as x squared minus 7 squared. Isn't it the difference of squares? So that would be x minus 7 and x plus 7. Perfect. What about this one? If you rewrite, it's y squared minus 4x squared. Correct? So I'm writing it here. So it would be y plus 4x and y minus 4x. Hope that makes sense? Okay. Now let's move on to understand 3 terms. When we have trinomial. So I have taken quite a lot of spaces. So no worries, we'll be starting from here. So when we talk about 3 terms, you could be getting, I'll be adding questions that are going to be the basis of discussion. So say for example, if we have x squared, first we're going to be, do you know what the general form of quadratic equation is? It is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. But here in this one, we are not actually talking about quadratic equations, but quadratic expressions. So I'll be removing equal thing. So we have this. Now here I'm talking about like this page, or maybe the next page. We will be focusing on the on questions where we have coefficient of x squared. What is the coefficient of x squared? This 8, right? The number which is the multiple of x squared, it would be 1. Over here we would be having nothing, right? Our equations are going to be starting with x squared plus, say for example, 4x plus anything like 21 minus 21, something like that overall. So what I'm trying to say here, we'll first focus on the factorizing expressions, trinomials, where we have coefficient of x squared to be 1. This number to be 1. So say for example, the first equation I'm writing is x squared plus, all positive, 15 and 8x. Say for example, this is the first one. The second one we will be having all negative, x squared minus 5x minus 6. Okay, it works. Next we will be having, when we have one negative, maybe the last one, x squared plus 2x minus 8. And the last one we have here, so let me just remove this thing, not to add any confusion. And the last one, we could have the scenario where it is x squared minus 8x plus 15. These are 4 different scenarios. Let me help you identify what exactly the scenario thing over here is. we have all positive, right? We have, especially we focus on the numbers. What numbers do we focus? We focus on 8 and 15. So they both are positive. We have both negative. We have last negative. We have middle negative. So let's categorize what we have. We have all or both positive, right? We have both minus, both negative. We have last minus, last negative, and we have middle minus. Okay. Based on these terms, I will write something here. All positive, that means your factors are also going to be positive. When you have both minus, just keep that bigger one is going to be minus. Both minus meaning bigger minus. Okay. Last minus means lower minus. Middle minus means more minus. More or many. Instead of more, we're going to be writing many minus. Many meaning more than one, no? Meaning both minus. Middle means many minus. So what I did, to make it rhyming and to learn this mnemonic easily. So when we have both minus, B for both, B for bigger. Both minus, bigger minus. Last minus, lower minus. Lower means the smaller number is going to be minus. Middle minus, many minus. Now let's see how it works. We are going to be drawing our cross. Okay. And here 8 is the top number, 15 is the bottom number, minus 5, minus 6, 2, minus 8, minus 8 and 15. We have to think of what multiplies to give you 15 and what adds to give you 8. So 5 and 3, and they both are going to be positive and positive. So you can write x plus 5 and x plus 3. Here we are going to be writing both minus meaning 6. What multiplies to give you 6 minus 6 and adds to give you minus 5. So 6 and 5. So 6 and 1 are going to be the factors and bigger minus. So 6 will be minus. When both minus, bigger minus. So you have taken x, finding factors is easier for you, no? Now x minus 6 and x plus 1. When we have the last minus, lower minus. So 8 will multiplies to give you minus 8 and adds to give you 2. So we can think of 4 and 2, and when you have last minus, that means lower minus, small number minus. So it would be like this. 4 times minus 2 gives you minus 8 and 4 plus minus 2 gives you 2. So x plus 4, x minus 2. Last we have when middle minus, many minus, that means all minus. So 15. So 5 and 3, 5 times 3 is 15, minus 5 minus 3 is 8, minus 8. So we're going to be getting x minus 5, x minus 3. Okay, just tell me through comments whether this is making your life easier or more struggle, right? Because your comments are going to be making the content, increasing the quality of the content, right? Okay, so we have discussed all the trinomials, all the cases of the trinomials where you're going to be getting the coefficient of x squared is 1. We have this next scenario where coefficient of x squared is not 1, maybe it could be a bigger, any number. were not 1. So before we discuss those things, we will be switching back to the practice here. So let me just remove the previous thing so that we can get some space to discuss. Okay. So here we have, let's identify the trinomials. 3a is the trinomial. What the answer will be? 3a, we will have x, x plus 1, sorry, no, x plus 1 is what multiplies to give you 6 and adds to give you 5. So the factors of 6 are 1 and 6 and 3 and 2. Obviously 1 and 6 will add up to make 7, not 5. So that is not working here. X plus 3 and x plus 2. The next one, both minus means bigger minus. So it is minus 3 and minus 10. So what multiplies to give you minus 10? So 5 and 2, bigger minus. Minus 5 and 2, if you multiply, they will give you minus 10, and if you add them, you're going to be getting minus 3. So 3b will be x minus 5, x plus 2. Do we have any other question here? Yes, we do have this question. This question, all these questions we can, 4 A, B, C, we can do, and they are good questions. So, shall we do one thing? Let's copy this question in the next page and we're going to be solving it. 3x to the power 4. Okay, let me write 3x to the power 4 plus 6x cubed. Okay, 3x to the power 4 plus 6x cubed plus minus 18x squared. Okay, this is the first question. We are not actually discussing 2 but 3 terms here. Okay, so what can we do? We can take 3 common out, correct? And we can take x squared as well. Now, what do we have inside? X squared plus 2x minus 6. So that means we can further factorize this or multiply. We have last minus, that means lower minus. So 2 and minus 6. So what multiplies to give you 6? So 6 in 1, and the other one is going to be, okay, 6 and 1 and 3 and 2. But we can't further simplify this, no? Because it's not making it up. So probably this is the final answer. You just have to take the common out. Okay, never mind, but you will be getting some questions where you are going to be further, factorizing that. So what multiplies to give you minus 6, and no, that wouldn't be. If it is 1 there, is possible, but here it is not. Minus 1 there. Okay, now let's take the next question. X squared minus 3x minus 10. So x squared minus 3x minus 10. Both minus, bigger minus. Or multiplies to give you 10, 5 and 2, and bigger minus. Oh, did you do it? Oh, sorry. So that is done. We have to do 4b. So 4x squared plus 28x plus 48. Now this one, 4x squared plus 28x plus 48. Let's see if we can factorize it further. Over here, not x but 4 we can take common. So it would be x squared plus 7x plus plus what? 12. Okay, what multiplies to give you 12 and adds to give you 7. I think 3 and 4. Yeah, we can further simplify that. 4 outside, it would be x plus 3, all positive. So you will be getting factors positive as well. Now the next one, 2x squared plus x minus 3. 2x squared plus x minus 3. Oh yeah, this is the case we didn't discuss yet. We will be discussing because it's 2 there, right? Okay, now so let me highlight what questions are left to discuss from your practice book. We're going to be discussing this one, question number 7 and 8. These 5 and 6 we can do. Let's try that. 5 is like, if you take x common, you will be getting 1 minus 25x squared. We can further factorize this, right? Okay, and what the final answer will be? 1 minus 5x and 1 plus 5x, correct? How is the question? So we can rewrite this bracket as 1 squared minus 5x squared, right? Can we not? Definitely we can. So this is what? Difference of squares. When you have difference of squares, what do we follow? We take the bases plus and minus. So this is what I did. So we were having bases 1 and 5x. So 1 plus 5x, 1 minus 5x with a x there. Okay, now same accordingly, it's 36x minus 16x cubed. Okay, I think we can take 4 and x out. 4 times 9 is 36 minus 4 times 4 x squared. Okay, can you show me the answer? So you try, meanwhile I'll be solving it. 4x, we can rewrite it as 3 squared minus 2x whole square. So 4 is 2 squared and x squared is like x squared. So 4x will be outside. This is difference of squares. 3 minus 2x and 3 plus 2x, right? And this is what the answer is. So yes, we did discuss all the things except a few questions. Now we are going to be focusing on the, the second case. Say for example, with the question, let's take some question. It was the question there. We saw it. 2x squared plus x minus 3. Let's try with this only. 2x squared plus x minus 3, right? So I'll teach you two methods to solve the same thing. One is going to be the shortcut one, and the other one is the one basically every teacher teaches, I feel. So what we do, we actually multiply this coefficient and 3 or minus 3 together. That gives us, it gives us minus 6. Like when you multiply 2 and minus 3, it gives us minus 6. So what multiplies to give you minus 6 and adds to give you 1. Or you can think of, the lower, what multiplies to give you minus 6 and adds to give you 1. So we're going to be taking 2 and 3. 2 times 3 is 6. When you have lower negative, last negative, so you have lower negative, right? So last term was negative. So what we did, lower negative. So it would be 2x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 3. Okay, I know you would be thinking like what I wrote here. So just tell me one thing. If I say it is positive x or 1x, right? Can we write 3x minus 2x? So basically what we did, 1 is equal to 3 minus 2, right? So 1x is equal to 3x minus 2x. So this is what we have written. We just have replaced x by minus 2x plus 3x. The other way of writing the same thing. And possibly you are clear with these things, no? Now what do we do? We just regroup them. So we can group these two together, and because it's positive, so these two together. When it's negative, we need to be careful. What can you take common as? 2x, it will be left with, it will be x minus 1, plus we can take 3 common here, x minus 1. Okay. So now we have x minus 1 common. We can write x minus 1 and 2x plus 3. This is what the method is we follow. Now, as I was talking about the shortcut, so what we're going to do, we know that we will be having two brackets, 2 times minus 3. The first step we have to follow in both the cases, it gives us minus 6. Now you have to think of what multiplies to give you minus 6 and adds to give you 1. So 1 and minus 6. We came to know minus 2 and 3. We're going to be writing here x minus 2 and x plus 3. Right? We have written this. Now what we need to do, we have to take the coefficient. We have to take the number which is with x squared, and we have to divide both the factors by this. Like, you know, these two numbers, the factors we've got. So you're going to be simplifying it. If it simplifies, you get 1, but you can't simplify this. You're going to be writing it as x minus 1. And there, if you remove, just personally focus on the bracket. If you try to get rid of denominator, you will multiply. So you can write it as 2x plus 3. Right? Whatever the denominator you have will be the coefficient of x. You just multiply with x and that's it. And this is your answer. So this is like the shortcut. Short trick. If you understood. And this is what the method we use. Overall, the answer will be same whatever the method you follow. Okay, so maybe I'll show you some more questions based on the method to make you understand it better. Let me see here. Okay, so say for example, we have 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. This is the question from your book itself. We are writing the same question because we will follow both the methods. So if we try focusing on this, what do? 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. We multiply these two first. Or multiplies to give you minus 6 and adds to give you minus 5. So both negative, that means bigger negative. So 3 and 2 won't make minus 5. We're going to be taking 6 and 1 and it will be minus 6. Minus 6 plus 1 is going to be minus 5. Okay, now it would be 2x squared minus 6x plus 1x or simply x minus 3. What we did, we just have written minus 5x in a different way. Nothing else. Now what we do, we can make brackets, regrouping and taking common out. So from first one, we can take 2x out. That will give us x minus 3. Here, we can take nothing is common, so take 1 out. No need to worry. X minus 3 is common. So x minus 3 and 2x plus 1. And this is what the final answer we've got. Okay, there. Again, minus 6 is the thing. We know everything, like minus 6 and 1 is the factor. So you're going to be writing x in both the brackets, x minus 6, x plus 1, correct? Divide by the particular number here. You have 2 there, so divide by 2, divide by 2. You can simplify this, 2 times 1 and 2 times 3. So it would be x minus 3 here, but there we can't simplify, so just multiply. So it would be 2x plus 1. Yeah. Okay, so now let's go back to the practice book and see if we can solve some more questions there. Let's write this, 8x cubed plus 20x squared plus 8x. 8x cubed plus 20x squared plus 8x. x. Okay. Now let's see. We can take 4 out and x as well. So it would be 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. Okay. Now what next can we do? Is it further going to be factorizing? 2 times 2 is 4, 5 and 4. So yes, 1 and 4 are the factor who multiplies to give you 4 and adds to give you 5. So this is going to be, shall I use my shortcut? So here we are going to be writing x plus 1 and x plus 4. What the second thing is, dividing it by that number 2 and 2. So you can simplify and write it 2. So x plus 2, the second one, and the first bracket would just multiply this 2 with the x. 2x plus 1. And you have 4x outside. Okay. We have another question here. Simplifying, like you have two expressions, 2x cubed plus 6x squared plus 4x. You have, yeah, 2x cubed plus 6x squared plus 4x. I guess it was something like this, otherwise we'll change it. 2x cubed plus 6x squared plus 4x. X squared plus 4x plus 3. I think it's correctly copied. 2x cubed, 6x squared and 4x. Yeah, fine. So you would be understanding, like from the top one we just have to take x and 2x common basically. If you take 2x common, you will be getting x squared plus 3x plus 2. After this I will discuss some, mistakes you should avoid doing. 4x plus 3. So the top one multiplies to give you 2 and adds to give you 3. It's 2 and 1 only. So we can write 2x inside the bracket, x plus 2, x plus 1. Okay, bottom. We multiplies to give you exactly the same, no? Same concept. 3 and 1. So it will be x plus 3 and x plus 1. The brackets which are common are going to be cancelled. So you are left with 2x, x plus 2 over x plus 3. Right. Yeah, over here were mistakes. I was talking about mistakes. So what happens when you take common out? You're going to be writing exactly right, term there. But here, most of the time, it would be 6, and that would be 6x squared and 4x. Or maybe if you are focusing on variable, but you many a times write 6 and 4 there. So make sure you are not making these mistakes, because these I feel I rectify, most of the time with students, especially GCSEs, as well as AS. The beginners, they do. So you just try focusing on those things. These are the book questions. I was just to go with these questions now, because we've discussed them earlier. Now you are ready to go through these, questions. So go through all the questions, easy. They all are easy. This one we can discuss together. So what we're going to be writing, 6 times 10 is minus 60. Or multiplies to give you minus 60 and adds to give you minus 11. So 6 times 10, no. 5 times 12 times, no. 15 times 4. Yes, I think 15 times 4 will be, and both minus, that means bigger minus. So we've got our factors, x minus 15 and x plus 4, right? Our next step is to take the coefficient and divide. So it was 6, take 6 and divide by that. I changed the color which it didn't. Okay, so if you divide, now is like simplifying. So divide by 3, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 2 is 6, divide by 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6. So you will be getting x minus 5 over 2 and x plus 2 over 3. What next step? Just take these numbers, the denominator, and multiply with that. And it would be 2, the particular number you have here, would multiply with x, 2x minus 5 and 3x plus 2. That is your answer. Let's try this one. Factorizing this completely. So it is x to the power 4 minus 5 to the power 4. We don't have any formula, like anything to discuss difference of powers 4, but we have difference of squares. So can we write 4 to be squares? Yes, we are going to be using powers of powers. So x squared whole squared is nothing but x to the power 4. Same, y squared whole squared is going to be y to the power 4. This is difference of squares, no? So we can write them as 2 brackets, first adding them, whatever the base is. You have x squared and y squared as the basis, so you're going to be writing them. We can further simplify this one, copying the positive thing there, and here we can write x plus y and x minus y. Correct? Because again we are applying difference of squares here. Okay, we have to factorize this. Nice. We did discuss these equations. No? You can take x common out. It would be 6x squared plus 7x minus 5. Okay, I'll use my shortcut. 7 and minus 30. How did we get this minus 30? Don't forget to multiply these two numbers. Okay, what multiplies to give you minus 30 and adds to give you 7, or the lower, that means last minus, lower minus. So 6 times 5 is 30, but it won't give you 7. 30. 10 times 3 is 30, and I think it will give you 7. Lower minus, that means smaller number minus. X, let's write x plus 10, x minus 3. Correct? What the next step is, take the coefficient and divide both the numbers. Simplify them. So 2 times 5, 2 times 3, and 3 times 1, 3 times 2. So x plus 5 over 3 and x minus 1 over 2. What next? Just remove the denominator. So it will be 3x plus 5 and 2x minus 1. Here we go. Nice. And the challenge, as we discussed. Now we are about to discuss the challenging question. Yay! Okay. So here what would I suggest you, because it's the quadratic equation, like 4 there. So, and 3 terms there. So what we're going to do, we will be considering x squared to be y. We have to write 4 linear factors. Okay. So if you write x squared as y, substitute this value everywhere. So x to the power 4 can be written as x squared powers of power. Correct? So we can write it as 4 x to the power 4 to be x squared whole square minus 13 x squared plus 9. Wherever you have x squared is going to be replaced by y. So y, no, not the highlighter, I need a pen. Okay, 4 minus 13 plus 9. I'll be changing the color just to make it easier to understand. So what we did, x squared is written as y. Correct? So you have an equation 4y squared minus 13y plus 9, or multiplies to give you, or adds to give you minus 13, and multiplies to give you 4 times 9, that means 36. And when it is middle minus, that means more or many minus. Both numbers are going to be minus. So I think 9 and 4, they both make 13, no? And if you multiply, they both make 36. Just negate them, minus. So it would be x minus 9 and x minus 4. Correct? But we have the coefficient 4. So we are going to be dividing it by 4 and 4. So overall, both the final answer will be 4x minus 9, because we can't simplify this, but we can simplify that, will give us x minus 1. Okay, now is the time to get back. Oh, sorry. I made a major mistake. So it was not x basically, it was y. No? It was y. So let me write y quickly. Now is the time to go back to write the real one. So y is nothing but x squared. So here I'll show you. We're going to be changing. Okay, just give me a sec. I'm using different color to show you. We are changing y to be x squared. Okay, now if you see, it is nothing but the difference of squares. No? We can rewrite it as, now you tell me, yes, 2x squared minus 3 squared in the first bracket. Second bracket will hold x squared minus 1 squared. Okay, if we expand, so the first bracket will give us 2x plus 3, 2x minus 3, the other bracket x plus 1 and x minus 1. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 linear factors. Hope that makes sense. Let's move to the next quick. Oh, class breaks. Let's have a break here. And from this chapter, we have covered everything like index law, we have covered negative and fractional indices is done, expanding is done, and today we have discussed factorizing. One more thing is left, that is surds, and after that, our first chapter of AS level maths, pure maths will be done, right? Yay! Okay, bye-bye, take care.